back to the grind. And on the 1982 VW Westfalia with a Subaru swap in it, and it seems to be things are running pretty nice. Like I think it's okay. Responsive to the throttle. The O2 sensors are working. I don't know what they mean for sure. It says it's throwing one code. It's likely an evap code, and everything seems to work all right. No, that's you hear that? This thing goes round and round, and eventually one of those things falls off. It's amazing. So, what did I get done? Mostly just finishing up work. I might have to go and check the footage and just see what I did, and put it all in the description, right? Because I don't remember. Some of this is the EGR valve. Is that a EGR valve? And no, that's the evap system that I hooked up through the old Volkswagen system. I have the radiator installed in the back here with a fan there, and air system's in. That you saw that before. Lots of little things I did, but stick around and see what everything happened, and enjoy it all. Anyhow, I'll see you later. Okay, start with the thermostat. So I went and I stuck it in a pot with boiling water. Well, not boiling water, but I stuck it in a pot, and I think it was jammed, but it's working now, and it opens up at like 86 degrees centigrade, which is pretty well what it's supposed to open at. And I put it in next to another one there that's for the Porsche, and they both opened at the same temperature pretty well, plus another one that didn't open at all, so I threw that one out. Anyway, seems to work, and it was pretty yucky when I took it out of there. Cleaned up now. I boiled it up in CLR. CLR cleans up that stuff nicely. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in and put it all back together and run it for a while again. Let's see what happens this time. Not a cold, warmy sort of start. Light up when it's warm, eh? It's just when it's cold, it doesn't like it. So all that big noise is coming out of that fuel pump. Fuel pump gets hot, maybe. I'll think about that. Yeah, we'll just let it run for a while. Looks like the temperature hasn't come up yet. This one here is a little bit higher, but not anywhere yet. Keep an eye on that one. Anyway, I'll when something goes wrong, I'll let you know. Have a look from underneath here, seeing as everything's okay. I don't hear anything bad on this side. I'll check the other side in a minute. I'm gonna go and check the fuel pump here. So I can get close to it. A noisy little thing. Yeah, it makes lots of noise. Not hot or anything like that. So I imagine it's okay, just leave it making noise. But likely, that usually means that it's got dirt in it. That's what I found out on the one in the Porsche, or maybe that's one I had in the Porsche, I don't know. Let's see, I don't know what I'm doing there. I'm gonna check the other side of the motor here. And then I'll let it back down. Can't put it up any farther because the door hits the door. All quiet over here. That's good. actually pretty quiet coming out that muffler. That's okay. Don't mind that. Okay, coming down. The wheels go round and round. That's the automatic transmissions in neutral. If it was in park, they wouldn't go anywhere. There. Okay, see how things are doing here. Temperature's coming up, it's around 80 there now. Thermostat should open at about 86. So I'll wait and see. Yeah, I've been running for a while now. It's up around 90, 91 degrees there. Nothing's blown out yet. This thing here concurs. It's 50, 60, 75. It's got Fahrenheit on the outside and Celsius on the inside. And it's starting to warm up down here. Might be starting to do some circulating. Leave it a bit more and see what happens. The thermostat's open. It's hot. That pipe's hot down here everywhere. Not leaking either. That's good. So that thermostat works. It wasn't working before. Temperature's holding 94. See if that fan comes on sometime. Whoa, that's hot. Yeah, the whole radiator's getting water in it now. Good. See what happens here if that fan comes on sometime soon. Getting up around 100. 95. Oops, 95. Oh well, see what happens. Oh, the fan finally came on. Comes on at 100 degrees. See if that cools off any now. It may or may not, because it's not much of a radiator here. I'll leave it. It's warm air anyhow. Let my hands get warm. Okay, that's a good sign. Yeah, and that's working. The temperature's coming back down. The little red dot was at 100. It's bounced down to 96 now. See what temperature it shuts off at. Cool. Yeah, so the fan shut off at 95. 93. So things are working. I'm going to let it run another cycle and see what happens. Yeah, so the fan came back on at 100. Dropping off now. It's down to, it's at 100 right now, right? Yeah, it's still at 100. See if it drops off. Yeah, so it quits at 94. 93 there now. Everything seems to be alright. Idle's nice. It makes no noise. Okay, that's enough for now. I'll shut her down. Yeah, so here's the radiator for, like, it'll fit in the front of the car. I wonder if I can put it in back here, just for fun, and see if it, like, that would save an awful lot of plumbing if I can put it in down here. And it might just fit right in here, in the same place I have this one. And these are 1.5-inch hoses in here. Both hoses come in from the bottom, so that's easy to do. And that way nothing gets in the way that way. I'd have to run a hose from that going across this way, but that's okay. Then you take this off to fill it off from the top. And there is a sensor. You can put a sensor in it for over here. You can put a heat sensor in there. So, but if it's at the back of the motor here, it might work all right to go off the sensor that's in the car. Ah, that makes it a bit like a sauna in here. Oh well. Anyway, let the water out of it. That's good. So here's what I've got. How those hoses hook together. Like, I've got a little piece of pipe in there. Comes up about that far, and then just put one hose inside the other, and then clamp them. and that makes them tight. Okay, I'm going to take this radiator out and see how this one fits in there. But first I'll get rid of my sauna water. Yeah, plenty of water on the floor today, but that'll all just disappear eventually. Okay, there's an idea. Move it in this way a little bit more. There's something over there that gets pretty close to it. Oh, that's the air duct. I can cut that out of there because it's not needed anymore for this motor. So that'll be, cut that out. That's just right up in there. I don't know if you can see it. You're just getting light in your eye. Hang on, I'll get a light. Here's a light. Yeah, right up there. See, that's air duct for the, used to be, there'd be a thing that went from there to the alternator on the old one. That was fresh air for the heating system. And then the other air comes in just into the back of the car, like those two vents in the side just come into that, plus they come into the one on the other side. I don't know if you can see much of that or not, but I think I can turn that around the other way so that it's pointing this way, and I'll make an easy pipe to there. I don't know which one. I think this one is a down pipe, eh? Don't know. Might be. Anyhow, we'll figure it out. And that one there, this one's the up pipe. I think. I'll look at the instructions. There must be instructions. I don't know. Came with... I'll look at Go Westy and see if they have instructions. Yeah, so if I take and cut that bit of metal out of there, that would make it so I can move it back another 2 inches towards in here. Then likely I can sort of extend this down and make a bit of a scoop so the air will come up here and then pull back that way, right? It's already got this in here, so that likely makes lots and lots of airflow because that's just open. Might not have to do anything about it. Might just leave it open, and then the license plate holder makes another place for airflow to come through, and then that place over there is more for airflow to come through. There's lots of airflow. Let's see if I can do this. That'd be interesting anyhow. Have to build a couple of, maybe I'll move it over this way about to here. And I think then use this for structure because it's already got places for structure in there. I don't know what was supposed to be there, but it's going to be something new. And I'll make it so it hooks onto this here or onto one of these out here. But I think it's about the right height, and that'll be good, right? Okay, let's go ahead and see what I can come up with here. So I think I have to move it over, like there's that other structure there. Have to move it over that way. Have to cut, I think I'll cut that out of there because that's just gonna get into it. And then I can move it in a bit farther this way, and that leaves lots of room for the fan, right? Okay, let's see what I can do. Yeah, so I found a couple of pieces of nice steel. That was this part here, I cut it and bent it over. But now I've got that red line running right along. That'll be about the extent of the radiator that way. So I can put a bit of a rubber spacer here and then hang the radiator on that part. But I'll build sort of a thing to go on there so that it brackets itself in, and then might work out all right. So anyhow, that'll be for tomorrow because it's quitting time today. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, okay, here I am, and I think I'm going to try and put the radiator right here. There's lots of airflow. I'll put the fan pulling this way, or pushing this way. I think I'll put it in behind and pulling this way. And then there's airflow through. I'm going to move. I'm just going to open that up, and I'll move the license plate over there somewhere. I have to change how these things are aimed. I'll work on that. Then, if this is opened, that'll let air flow through there, and let the and then also down below, lots of airflow down below here. Plus, it's all open in here too, so that should be, well, famous last words. We'll try it out and see. If not, then I'll move it up to the front. I did spend the big bucks and got the mounting kit for the front, but if I don't have to run pipes all the way up there, I'm happier. Anyway, we'll see how it goes here. I will be able to use the mounting kit back here a bit, but I've got those two things that I found. They just sort of fit right, and then I built a couple of things on the well, I'll pull this out, I'll show you. Yeah, it all goes in pretty easy. There you go. Comes off pretty easy. Well, as long as you don't wreck it on the way out. There we go. So I built these two things here on the what do you call that thing? 3D printer. They weren't quite right, but I've got them right now. They seem to sort of sit on there. Then they've got holes in the bottom of them that'll fit, and I'll put a hole into the bottom of the other thing and then just slide it in there. See how that works out. Okay, there you go. That's number 2. Number 1's down, installed, and I've got a bolt through this block here holding it, and put Loctite on it just so that it won't screw out. I didn't make it overly tight because it's only on plastic, right? Then these it'll sit right on here on that part, and then I'll figure out a solution for the top part. Well, actually it's upside down. It'll sit right on there because that's the bottom. Okay, let me see if I can get that in, and I'll show you how it looks. Yeah, so of course all this is temporary unless it works. That I'll be able to sort of jimmy it, get out of there somehow or other. To bleed that, I'll have to likely unhook it here and let it come this way and then bleed it. Now I put a piece of rubber hose behind this here so that it'll be won't be shaking around in there. That's pretty solid in there now. Now let's see if I can figure out how to hook up some water system to it. I know I can get the bottom one first. That's that one. It can go over there somehow, and then we'll worry about the next one. Yeah, there. Now these things here hold the fan on the other side. You can't really see that because it's up there somewhere, right? Can you see anything up there? Hang on, look at the light. Let's see. Yeah, there's the fan hooked on there, and it's going to, maybe you can see it right here. Look at that. There's the fan. And then I'm going to take this off and leave this open, or put a louver here or something to make it look good, and that'll let airflow. Maybe it'll let lots of airflow through there. Okay, anyhow, we'll just let it be for now. And I might, I could always louver in here and in here, and it's already louvered down below, and then the fan hangs down a little bit below the car there. So, and this is solid and doesn't rattle or anything. Cool. Might work. We'll just, it's temporary until it works. So I'm waiting for the hoses. I've ordered some hoses online, waiting for them to show up that might be able to. I have to get a hose to go up above here So this would be coming around like that, and then I hose the hook on there and come across here to get that on it. Then I'll run it down and along the bottom and over to that. This one here, this hose here, will run over to the thermostat, or thermostat. Then this thing here, I'll get that jiggered on somewhere. Then it'll be a complete cooling system for now, and I can hook up a heater going that way, not far to go to get into the back seat. Okay, anyway, leave it at that for now. That's enough today. I'll come back tomorrow. Yeah, here we are, more 3D printing. I'll show you what's going on over here. Whoop. Tony, I stepped in your tail. That poor cat. Takes a lot of abuse. Anyway, that's printing two of them, one for each side on the top. This bit down the middle there is where there's a hole that goes right through there. It prints up. Anyway, there you go. Print. Yeah, so there's the real thing. And it sort of just sits right onto those rails, and then I've got it so it stops right at that position there, and then I put, where is it? See this thing here? One of those whatever you call those things for putting a bolt through, like it's sort of a rivet thing, right? How come I got a bend in that? I must have bent it when I was drilling it. I'll unbend that. Okay, that's first damage. Yeah, those things hold it pretty good. I put a bit of vinyl tape underneath each one of them so that it wouldn't rattle and it wouldn't move very much. We'll allow it a little bit of slack, but it'll go up and down a bit. But I think that's going to hold it in there. Anyway, it's all temporary unless it works. Okay, here it is, the blizzard of the century. This is the storm that's wreaking havoc in the eastern seaboard, New York City, Boston, Massachusetts, all the way up through there, and Rhode Island. 2 feet of snow came out of it down there. I think we're going to get maybe 30 centimeters, maybe 25 centimeters. We'll see. Tomorrow about noon it's supposed to be done. So I'll check back with you then, eh? In the meantime, on a more important note, I've got this cooling system cobbled together again. Like this is going to the upper hose pipe. That one goes way around there to the bottom of the radiator and then comes into the upper pipe on the radiator. The lower pipe on the radiator I've got going across to the thermostat, which is a little bit, not perfect, but we'll work with it. And then I've got this coming up to this cap here. I have some other pipes coming that are flexible stainless steel, and they might look pretty good and actually do a nice job of getting this stuff tidied up. So we'll just see how that comes out. They'll be here Friday. Anyhow, I'm going to fill it up with water. I've taken the little cover out of here, which is what you take out to fill up the radiator. That bleeds it up, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, there, that filled it up. You let it gurgle out of the top of this thing here, and then close that up, fill up the hose, and make that about halfway full, and that uses 2 gallons exactly. Okay, let's see what happens if it starts or not. Everything's in the way here. So I got this board here just to hold this up out of the way of everything. Anyway, and I think I've got the OBD2 scanner going on there, but don't know yet. I've got this Bluetooth thing, blue driver connected, and so much for being connected. Oh, there it is. 74 degrees. That's about, who knows what that says. And nothing's leaking out of anywhere yet. And what else do I have going on? Engine RPM. I'll get a couple more little things on here just to watch. But that sure is noisy, that fuel pump. I'm gonna have to get a fuel pump that doesn't make noise. Yeah, so temperature of the motor is around 91 degrees now. Engine's turning at about 675, 700. Sounds good back here. That's an awful noise from the fuel pump, which I'll have to address. But for now, it's okay. Waiting for this fan to come on. It should come on at 100 degrees. But it's taken a long time for the motor to warm up to that because it's not, it's not working at all.
Yeah, voiceover Lauren here. Anyway, I did change the fuel pump to another one I have in the box there, but it seems to be just as bad.
Anyway, I'll come back when it starts fanning. Yeah, so the thermostat opened and the temperature dropped to about 85. It was up at 90, and maybe it'll take a while for that. That's a pretty big radiator there. It'll take a while for that to warm up. Wait and see. Yeah, it's been running for quite a while and still only got to 94 degrees. Somehow I think that this will work the way I've got it set up. So once I get the pipes fixed up so they look a bit better, it might be a pretty decent system. Anyway, we'll just let it get to see if it'll ever get to 100 degrees, and then it'll start the fan working, I hope. That's the plan anyhow. Yeah, it's finally getting close to where it might kick the fan on. I'll just watch it here for a couple of minutes. I don't know what that was. 99 degrees. It should kick it on at 100, I guess. That really blows it up, eh? Right at 100 degrees it comes on. And it sure does blow out lots of heat there. And blowing out lots of heat down below here. That might just work. See how long it takes for it to drop off now. Oops. 99 degrees. This makes them warm anyhow. 96 degrees. 95 degrees. 94. Quits at 94. That really does, whoop. That works pretty good. Anyway, I'll let it run a couple more heat cycles, then I'll shut it down. Yeah, so this thing here, bank 1 sensor 2 oxygen sensor voltage, it moves up and down. Bank 1 sensor 1 hasn't moved. So, oh, there it moved. 320, 315. Yeah, so it's moving. Something going on there. I wonder if I've got them in backwards. Who knows? I'll unhook one and it should go to 0 voltage and see which one isn't working, right? See what I can do about that. So I've got this set on a 15 amps. That's on 15 amps. That's on the fuse. So it should go, when the fan kicks on, this should read how many amps is coming through. If the fan kicks on, we'll see. It's at 99 degrees now, so if it kicks on at 100, this should read how many amps we got. See what happens. If it doesn't kick on at 100, I'll just unplug this and plug in the fuse again. I think I have this set up right. Don't know. Maybe it's wrong. Yeah, I think it's wrong. Hang on. Yeah. Click but no fan. There we are. It pops up to 19 amps and then comes back down to 12. Draws 12 when it's running. I had that plugged in the wrong spot. I did hear the this thing here click, and then I noticed I get it all wrong. So 12 amps. Well, what did I say? It clicked up to about 19 amps, and I've got that's a 25, that's a 25 amp or a 30 amp fuse. 25, I think. I'll check. And it should drop off to 0 when it shuts off, right? 0. Okay. All right. I'm happy with that. There, it's quieter in here. So I'll look at my footage because I don't even remember. But I think it went up to, popped up to 19 amps for start on that. And then it runs at 12 amps. And these wires here, they don't get hot or anything like that. So that's fine. Temperature, I let it cycle about 5 times. And it seems to be okay. Seems the radiator's working. All this, I'm kind of happy with everything. Friday I'll get the new pipes, then that'll again change the water. But once I get it set up with the new pipes and all that, I'll put antifreeze in it. We think. I hope it'll work out. Okay, I think that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow, perhaps. Yeah, there's quitting time, and it's only been about an hour and a half. There's already 3 or 4 centimeters down. Oh dear me. Oh well, I guess tomorrow I'll be running that thing over there for a little while. Anyway, that's another day at Holland Cove. Yeah, so a bit late getting out here today, and I've been moving snow for 2 days, yesterday and today. A lot of snow to move. Oh well. And then in the meantime I was making, this is can you see that? That's the original temperature gauge from the Subaru, and so I built this little bit of a holder for it, like on the 3D printer. I'll get a piece of, I've ordered a piece of like glass, not glass but plastic to go in on the top here, and then when I put the plastic in there, I'll black out some of it so you don't see all that ugly stuff. But I'm going to check it and see if it works. And I've also got the tachometer from the Subaru, and I'm making a case for it. So I'll just, mount them up there somewhere in a, convenient location. But first, to try it out, now a couple of things here for today. Number 1 and number 2, this water here can go right there. These 2 things here go to the canister on this car. Now this one here, don't know which one for sure took the air in, but this one here, yeah, this one here went to the air intake. So if I take this one and hook it to this. You can't see it underneath there, but you see this hose here, this one here. I can't see it very well, but there's two steel lines here. This steel line goes into the electronic device that takes away the fluid stuff, or whatever you call it. So I'm going to take that one, and then it hooks on, it goes around, hooks onto that, and that line just comes out over here along with all the fuel lines. That will go to that line. No, that will go to this line. This line here, I'm going to hook onto there, and that'll just give it clean air supply. I don't know, that shouldn't be a vacuum in there, just a clean air supply. Then that might make it so that we get, you know, the whatever you call that, the vapors going away in the right place. Anyway, I'll hook it up, see what happens if it doesn't work. When, like, the thing you got to watch out for is if you hook a vacuum to the tank, then it might collapse the tank on you, and then you'd be in problems, wouldn't you? Okay. Anyway, another thing I'm going to do today is perhaps take this off of here and think about where I can, like, I'd likely take the license plate holder off of it, mount it over here, or mount it over somewhere. Maybe mount it on the back door, right? Oh, can't even pull that down. Those are heavy duty. I'll think about where I'll put the license plate, because there is electricity available up here somewhere. I can get electricity to that right there to come through and turn on with the lights, maybe. Okay. Anyway, that's later. I'm not too worried. Somewhere, but I'll open this up. Maybe I'll just put a piece of mesh steel over this. That might look pretty tacky, right? Well, anyhow, tacky is my second name. Okay, there. I hooked that up to key on power. I got wires all over the place here spliced now, but they're fused, so it's okay. And then I left an extra strand. This is 12 volts, and that's a ground. So for the next time I want to hook something up, it's not going to be so hard. Not so much working. I haven't taped all that up yet, so we'll just let that be for now. Now, going to turn on the key and just see if anything happens. I'm not going to start the car and run it. Just going to see if that temperature gauge goes up when I turn the key on. Fuel pump goes. Pretty noisy. I have another fuel pump coming. Yeah, temperature gauge did not move. Well, what the hell, eh? It'll move. It'll either move or not. We'll just wait and see. And I may just mount this back here so that when I'm working on the motor back here, I can have something to know what the temperature is. And I'll use that Wi-Fi thing at the front. Anyway, later. All these plans, right? Okay, I'm going to hook up these hoses here and see if I can get some sort of continuity of the, whatever you call that. Oh, the vapor system. And see if that'll come together. Okay. Yeah, so here's the tach power, tach signal. So this I'll hook into the tachometer, and I'll use these two wires to power it. That can sit back here too. Anyhow, but I'm working on a case for the tach right now. I'll have to put something over that to keep that from touching anything, right? Because it's live wires there. Okay. Yeah, so now I've got the one hose going here, and I just stuffed it up about that far up, and then I taped it off, so that'll keep it from leaking a vacuum. And this one here I stuffed in there also, and then taped it up, so it'll keep it from leaking a vacuum. I won't. I'll do it if it runs properly and works properly. I'll fix them up so that they're gas-proof hose. I don't know what kind of hose that is. Might be just a food grade hose. Who knows? Who knows what that hose is? But I've just for now, right? Everything is just for now. Okay. Don't know where I'm gonna put that water jug. I've run out of room for stuff. But wait, I'll get this heat system hooked in here first. Then I'll find a spot for it. Don't know where yet, but we'll find a spot. Might have to stick it down here. And I could put it right down there. But that would be below all this level here. Would that matter? I don't think that matters, does it? No. No, it wouldn't matter. Because it's all just pressure from here. Sucking it back and forth. So yeah, so that can go down, maybe even down here, right? Right down there. I don't think that would matter, would it? It'd be happy there. Okay, well, I'll read the instructions. Okay, bye for now. That's enough for today anyhow. See you later. Okay, here's something I found on the interweb at Amazon. Is these, they're stainless steel pipes, flexible, and they've got rubber couplings at the end. Now this one here only gets that far. You can cut them, and maybe I'll get another pipe like that and put it in this chunk here, right? What I'll do is I'll fill it up with water and see if anything leaks. Now this part here down below, I've got it coming from here. It goes to above. I hope that's the right way. I think that's the right way. And this is got to get tied on right there, I think, so it doesn't get rubbed on. I'll just put a tie wrap on that right now. Okay, alrighty. I think they're, yeah, maybe right there, like that. Okay. Anyway, this is on here. This is an older pipe that I've had hanging around here. I likely will replace it. As long as these things work all right, I'll get another one of these and just cut it enough to do this part here. Cool. And then everything's out of the way. This goes up above. Now let me go up above and let me see how I can get that stuff sorted out. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if this thing can you see all that? Stainless steel, painted black. Oops. And then it's got these couplers here. That seems to hold it all right. I'm going to get another one or two of these just because they seem to work. Well, first I'm going to see if they hold water. Now I got this tied on. I put a piece of rubber around here and tied it onto the motor mount. That's, I wonder if that's a smart thing to do, because that'll make the motor will shake, but I guess that's all rubber, eh? That'll be okay. And then I'll show you up above as soon as I get up there. Yeah, I think that hose is okay. These Julian clips, I'm going to change them out for better ones. Are they called Julian clips? I don't know. And that wire there can go behind there or something, keep it from rubbing. Nothing is higher than that. And then this would be the height of the, like that'll press down a bit when I put the roof on. But it's high enough to fill up and come bubbling out of there, because this is higher than that, right? Okay, now let's fill it up again. This thing here broke. What a big surprise, one of my bolts broke. Okay, and then how do I get that out of there? That's a bit of a challenge to get that out of there. Oh, well, I won't worry about it right yet. This has to come off, that has to push forward, this has to get out of the way. Oh dear, everything's in the way. Let's see if it'll hold water. Well, that's all together. Let's go looking for some leaks. I don't see anything obvious. And it took a gallon and a half by the time that was done. Or maybe a bit more than that. Anyway, I'll put it up and take a look from underneath. Okay, here I am underneath, and oh, looks pretty dry. This is where I spilled water, but all these connectors don't look like they're leaking. Start it up and let it warm up and see what happens, eh? I'm actually quite pleased with all that, as long as it works okay. I'll order another couple of these and do some more changing on it, just to maybe make this curve a little bit less. It can come right underneath the radiator or something. No leaks though. That's encouraging. Okay, start her up and see what happens. Yeah, well, I'll get you set up here somewhere. Cold start, and I think that, like, I changed the fuel pump, and so I think that that fuel pump has more power, so it starts it up better. That's what I'm trying to say. Back in a minute. Temperature, or else I get something falling apart. Yeah, there it's going all right now. 1175, still high idle. 14.2 there. Fuel rate is 2.07. So this sensor 01 is in the right range. Sensor 02 is high. So I've ordered a new sensor for that because I don't think that's working right. Anyhow, we'll just see. Yeah, wait for the temperature to come up and I'll see if this thing here works. Don't know. It might. Anyhow, it'll be a few minutes. Yeah, temperature gauge here is moving, so that works. Interesting. Got some heat here. No heat down there yet. Looks like a bit of a drip there, coming out of something. These Julian clips. I'll tighten them up a bit. Yeah, so this voltage here is in range. This voltage is in range on sensor 1, which is new. This voltage is high. It should be around that amount there, so it's not, something's wrong there with the sensor. Temperature's coming up here. It's up around 65 or maybe 70. And this temperature gauge is working. Cool. Yeah, it's still warming up, getting up close to 100 here. And that's about normal on that side there. So, let me see. That screaming is right out of the fuel pump, eh? There's a bad bearing in the fuel pump. Oh, we'll get that changed out to another one. See what we come up with. The battery voltage is up around 15.1. I wonder if that's not great. Yeah, this voltage here should be around 0.3 or 0.4, not around 0.8. Should kick in the fan here pretty quick. We'll just see. Yeah, the thermostat finally kicked open, about 94 degrees. It was up around 96 or something, and then the thermostat kicked open. This is warming up now in the radiator. That's good. Now that thing there still says normal, so we're happy there. This one here is dropping again. Battery voltage is still 15.1. That might be a bit high. I'll look it up, see what it should be. Yeah, so I hooked up my O2 sensor. There it is like 0.3%, which is, you're supposed to have it at 0.2% on here, steady, but I had it at 0.3%. Stuck that in there and it dropped to 0% or 0.1%. So that's doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's not running rich. Doesn't seem to be running lean. We don't know. So we're happy with that. Still haven't got any action on the fan. Radiator's getting pretty nice and warm though, so it should get the fan to run here soon. A few more degrees. Yeah, about 100 there, 98 degrees now. Getting close to turn on the fan time. This one here just comes up to normal and stays there. Yeah, there the fan kicks in. Drops the battery down to 14.4. Draws quite a bit of power, that thing. This should drop off the temperature pretty quick too. Lots of wind blowing through there. Makes lots of flow. Drops down to 95 in about 2 minutes, right? This goes back up to 14.9. Cool. I guess everything's working. See if I can get rid of that hum out of the, whatever you call that thing, fuel pump. Get a spot for that. Okay, I'm going to shut her off for the day. Looks like the water system is tight. Yeah, it sounds like we got a pretty good system here. Everything seems to work. Cool. Okay, except for that fuel pump. That fuel pump is a noisy thing. Okay, that's enough for today. It's quitting time anyhow, so see you again tomorrow. Okay, here I am. Now I've mounted this right here. I have to fix up a bottom mount for that. I'll do that right away maybe. Then I have the hose going all the way underneath there and comes up to here. That should work. We'll just, I'm not too worried about it if it, I'll tie it up down below whilst I'm fixing up a mount for the bottom of that. I'll put the car up in the air right now and do that. Oops, sorry. Meanwhile, here's a tachometer. Those are the wires that run it. We'll see if it works. Yeah, it seems to come back down to 0-ish. It'll be close to right. And it hooks onto these wires here. I haven't taped them up or anything. I'll just let them be. So this thing here is the temperature gauge works, and that's the tach. So that hooked it up to the wire here. There's a speed sensor here somewhere too. Don't know where. Engine light. That one there. I could hook that up like the all. Neutral switch. Relay. AC relay. Rad relay number 2.
I don't know where you are, but you can show me. Go to privacy settings,
Uh-oh.
Select location services, scroll to Siri, and allow location access.
Siri is looking for me. Anyway, I'll figure it out after a while. Oil pressure. Volkswagen solenoid. Oh well, here we are. Okay, I'll look for that later. I don't know, can you see anything in there? No. Get the light, Lauren. Get the light. Oh, here's the light right here. Didn't have to go far looking for it. Anyway, there. That I built a little bracket to go up and across and just hold on to the bottom of that so it doesn't flap around. And that'll be good. And like there's lots of room for airflow back here, especially from the bottom of the from the top and the bottom. Top goes out the license plate hole. I can build a little piece of grid steel to go on that. Wonder what I'll do. Think about that. Think about what to do there. And this stuff here is all protected. I guess, like, it's not protected from backing into stuff. Perhaps I better do something about that, eh? I'll think about that. Be not too hard to put a bit of protection there, but I guess this would keep it from, just have to be very careful about backing into stuff, won't I? There we go. Yeah, so I ran that overflow hose down here and then back up the other side over to, way over to there. And that should do. This, I'm not 100% pleased with this yet. I think it needs to come down a bit more. But then I've got to do that. Got to change this to come down a bit. Or maybe I'll just let it be, right? Let it be for a bit and just see how it goes. This should be here today. A new one of those, and a new fuel pump should be here today. But Purelator, they said it was out for delivery yesterday and never came. Then they said weather was a problem, and they said it's out for delivery today, and it's 4 o'clock already. So, you know, will it be here today? No, maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. We'll see. But there's lots to do, and I should start addressing some of this rust issues that I've made for myself. Where do you start? Where do you stop, right? Like, that's new metal there, but I kind of left it unprotected. Anyway, let me think about that for a bit. And also I got to figure out a heater for the car. So, well, lots of stuff to do. Okay, here we are. This is on the interweb. If you go on a thing called Thingiverse, you can find all sorts of things. Anyhow, I found this little fuse box thing, and you can do this and we'll cover it. That'll cover it over. Doesn't fit very tight, the cover, but we can actually do something about that. Anyway, this side here will be the power side. This side here, this side over here will be the 2 side. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fuses here that I'm going to just, take out of that spaghetti there and put them into a fuse box, likely mounted around here somewhere later on. I'm not going to mount it anywhere until I get the like, I might have to mount it like that. Anyway, till I get the cupboards in here and see what I've got for room. So that green ones are 30 amp, yellow is 20 amp, blue is 15 amp. So I've got green here and green here. That's a yellow. Yellow. 20 amp. Is that 5 amp? That one there. Key on power 5 amp. Well, that's 5 amp power. Okay, so I want a 5 amp here. I want, that red one there. It comes from black to red. Okay, 5 amp goes in here. This one here is 25 amp. Should be a 25 amp in there because that draws 19 when it lights up. Then these two here, I have this one here is key on 20 amp. So I should put that 20 amp goes here, 30 amp goes there, 5 amp goes here. No, 5 amp goes here, and what did I say? This one here? This one here gets a white one, which is 25 amp. Okay. Now, then I'll label them up as I get them done. Oh, what a rat's nest. Oh, there's a nice wire there I could have used. I would have used if I had found it, but oh well, done now. So, like, to make a difference in color, these ones here, that one and that one, but this one has this black thing on it. Anyway, so this one here, this is battery power 30 amp. Oops, take the cover off that. This one here is key on 20 amp. This one is going to the electric fan, 30 amp. And this one here is just an accessory thing for these little things here that I hooked up, and a 5 amp key on. So this one here is from the relay to the electric fan, and I just put a 30 amp fuse in there. It has, like, you could put a circuit breaker in, but I figured I'd just put a fuse in it. Anyway, we'll find out if that's adequate or not. Then this thing, everything else seems to be looked after. Temperature gauge, right? I've got that out already. This thing here, what is that? Oil pressure. That's going to the little light up above there. So I think that's wiring pretty well done. Wiring 101. And that sort of keeps things. Now I've got room in here for another 1, 2, 3 fuses if I want to fuse some more stuff back here, but I can't imagine. Well, you never know what to imagine. Now, did I tell you yesterday I had these hoses, I think, going to the wrong spots because it was throwing an evap code, and it said that the evap code was this pressure sensor for the Amex pressure sensor, which is new. Well, that doesn't mean that that it's no good, but it's new. But I had this hose here going to here instead of this hose going to there. And this hose here comes from 2 pressure sources, switching solenoid valve, and 2 pressure regulator. So this, the pressure regulator, which is that right down there, for the fuel pressure regulator. Anyhow, I haven't tried it out since I changed that, so maybe I'll light it up and try it out. But first, there's a drip of water on the floor. Check that out. Yeah, there now it's running again. You can hear that fuel pump there making lots of noise. Anyhow, now I've got a couple of pipes changed around on the evap stuff there, and everything seems to be normal-ish here. I'll let it warm up, and then I'll shut it off and check the codes again, see if those codes that I cleared come back. Yeah, there ran all right I warmed it up till the fan kicked on, and then checked for codes. No codes. So maybe that evap code was coming because I had this hose in the wrong spot. Who knows? It's hard to say from this diagram where things should go sometimes, but I think I have it fairly close to right now. We'll just let things settle out for a little while. One of these days, if the weather ever clears up, we'll take it for a test drive. But there's a few more parts. New fuel pumps coming. It was supposed to be here on Thursday, but somewhere it's lost in a snowstorm. Might be here by Wednesday. Then otherwise, just normal stuff. Okay, see you later. Yeah, got a star here today, a helper in the shop. I'm working on the fuel pump, getting a new one in. See what we can do about getting that done. Doggy wants out of here to go to the house. Okay, here we are. That's fuel pump in. Now I put this kind of connectors on each end of it. This side here matters more than the other side. This is low pressure down here. Now and that just hooks onto the tank there. There's a barb that comes out of the tank there, and there's a barb that comes out of the tank there. So this one goes, that's return. This one here is feed. Then didn't change anything up here. See if that makes enough pressure to blow the lines out. find out soon. Okay, now, also in the mail today, or in the delivery guy today was, oh, let me get my stuff out of here. Boy, oh boy. All this excitement that came today. Jeez. Okay, here, this. If I can get it open, I'll show you. Too many hands. This is the rear O2 sensor. So I'm going to stick that on and see if it makes any difference to the whole thing. There we go, running, and there's no whining from a fuel pump. See how things look underneath here. You may be able to see it, I can. Right there. I don't see anything leaking. That's a good sign. Okay. That's a good sign. I'll just let it warm up and see how things work out. There, I think everything's good now. It's like the O2 sensors are reading around 96. This 14.9 to 15.1. I ordered a new alternator. I tried looking for a new voltage regulator, but a voltage regulator is like $250, and a new alternator, everything included, is $157. So go figure, right? Anyway, that's done. That'll come. But I think everything is everything's running nice. Very responsive to the throttle. So I think we can sort of close this one out here, I guess, because I'm sure there's enough footage now to keep you completely bored. So next week I'll think about putting a guard up for the back of the radiator, so I don't, use it for backing up into stuff, and a few other things like that. And then we'll maybe work on some of the body work that is not great right now. Okay, that's all for now. Come on back for more. See you later. Well, okay, here it's coming on to March. Marchuary? Hey, that's what comes after February. Anyway, there was one snowshoe track in front of me, but I don't have any snowshoes on today. So it was a bit of a trudge to get down here. And I'm pretty sure it'll be a bit of a trudge to get back, hey? The doggy didn't mind it though. He sort of found a trail. Looks like the ice is blowing out. Been quite a bit of north wind, and that blows the ice towards Nova Scotia. Whoa, missed the trail there. I'm right down into the abyss here. Huh. Holy boy. Worst part of the walk. Yeah, the snow won't hold me. Oh, there we are. Well, that's as far as I get today. But the water is opened up in the cove. And the doggy's interested. Doesn't know what to make of that. Anyway, that's Holland Cove on the 1st of March. There you go. Oh, there, just about back to where I have it plowed. Lots of trudging through the snow. I think they call it stove piping when you go down to your knees in the snow. Anyway, I'll finish it up and I'll get up to the top.